Hey everyone, Sun Guy here. I'm here to bring y'all something that's a little different than what I usually do. This is going to be a talk about kind of video. I'm going to give off my opinions on at least the first 4 FNAF games in a way to celebrate Five Nights at Freddy's getting a movie. And I thought, oh hey, how to celebrate it? By talking about the original games. Before we begin, I'm going to give you all a little heads up here. I recently got COVID, kind of recently, though I'm starting to feel a bit better. So if y'all hear me kind of pause myself and start coughing a bit, and you see that a little skip, that's the reason why. Now to begin the video. So, as you kind of notice, I made my very first mistake here. I mute the call. Yep, I'm serious. My biggest mistake. I mute the call. The phone guy. That's this other guy that tells the player who these characters are, what their purpose is, and that's kind of about it. So after that, he kind of hangs up, and you're kind of like on your own. You're in a pizzeria that's been around since 1983, from what Five Nights at Freddy's 4 showed me. Anyway, as you can see here, I'm looking back and forth, testing out the controller. Yes, you heard me right, controller. I am not playing this on a PC. I am playing this on the Xbox Series X, because I want to test out how does the console version is compared to the PC version. Really, there's not much of a difference. Now let's go over the little history I have with the first game. My first time with Five Nights at Freddy's was back when it originally launched. Now, I never even bought the game. I didn't even buy it at all. I was never into the much of the horror genre like a whole lot of other people are. So I watched some people play it. My first was D-Live, and yeah, that guy really gave me a good few laughs. Then later on, the king himself, Markiplier, I watched him, and that's my first time actually ever watching either of those YouTubers. I didn't even know about either of them until FNAF came out. Okay, as you can see right here, what I am trying to do is flipping the thing up and down, and as you see right here, every single mask, even the endoskeleton, is staring at you. These are called rare events. These are rare events where something just randomly goes wrong and you realize nothing's normal here. As you see here, I'm just kind of like looking around my surroundings. I'm looking at Foxy right there. You know, he doesn't really come out during night 1 to my knowledge. If you look at the bottom right, you'll see the power left. You have 100 power, and if your power goes out, it's instant game over, unless you're incredibly lucky and Freddy gives you mercy. Okay, next up we have the famous animatronics. We have Freddy the Bear, Chica the Chicken, Foxy... No, wait. We got Freddy the Bear, Bonnie the Bunny, Chica the Chicken, and Foxy the Pirate. There's also a 5th animatronic that's also, it's kind of hard for him to appear, but he is kind of common from the custom nights by putting in 1987. The reason why it's called that is due to something called the Bite of 87, where a kid had his frontal lobe completely chewed out of him, or bitten off really, and so apparently he somehow miraculously survived. And it's just kind of impressive, to be quite honest. Sorry about that. So the premise of this game is you have to survive 5 nights. Each night gets difficult as you go forward, and the animatronics get faster, they're getting smarter, they start appearing at the doors a lot. Now, the doors are going to be your biggest friend and your greatest ally. What they do is, of course, the buttons, the white and red one, the white one represents light, where you can light the hall because it's so dark you can't see the animatronics. Okay, that right there, sometimes your okay, sorry about that. Need to blow my nose and get a little something out of my mouth. Anyway, back to what I was saying. Oh, yes, that. Sometimes the camera will start flickering like a whole while. You can't really see anything. The static stuff, that will limit the player's view to where you can't really do anything. Can't do anything until it comes back on. Now, as you see right there, Bonnie has finally showed up, and I now demonstrated what you're supposed to do. Close the doors when they're there. After that, you have to wait. Now, Bonnie can be... He's not tricky. It is noticeable. As you see when I'm kind of like shining the light on him, you can see through the window where his shadow, you can see his shadow. Once his shadow is no longer there, he leaves you... That means he's gone. You can freely open the door then. Now, next... but I want to go back to one of the things that Markiplier kind of said that I really think is kind of like something he said in one of his Distractable episodes for how this game is unique compared to some of the other horror games. So, like, usually with like the history of horror games, is either usually you have to go around and survive, whether it's running around. So one of the things I find, back to what I was saying, so one of the reasons why this game feels like the most unique out of all the horror games is that with other horror games, like I was trying to say, is that some of them you have to either run and hide, and some others you can have a way of fighting back against the enemy, like in Resident Evil as a really good example. And another one is either Amnesia or Outlast. Those two are really good examples of run and hide from the enemy. This one, you're trapped. You can't do anything. You can't go anywhere. Like, at all. You're trapped. You're in that one safe area that can keep you safe. And I really think that this is kind of a unique idea. No other horror game would kind of think of that, because someone might think, oh, hey, that's kind of a lazy design because you're trapped in one place. But to probably a lot of people could probably agree with me is that it's not lazy. This is kind of awesome. It's unique. It's what makes that horror game really different, and what it could make it, how it can make it memorable. And I could definitely agree with that. That's really unique and really awesome that Scott Cawthon, the creator of Five Nights at Freddy's, has done that. Oh, there's Freddy staring back at me. Hey there, Freddy. That's another one of the few other events I only managed to get. This one and the one with the mask. Here's some other pictures of other rare moments, just like a few of them. Also for whatever reason, the animatronics kind of felt like they got stuck here. I don't know why. Like they just go like that throughout the whole time. Anyway, I want to get back to a little more history. So after like let's see, like after 4 games, yes, I actually made it through 4 games. I finally got around to playing Five Nights at Freddy's. And I was scared. I felt I was very cornered. I couldn't do anything but be safe in my office, where I knew I could be safe as long as I had power.
Anyway, I'm sure you have everything under control.
And I was starting to really enjoy it. I was starting to love it. Technically, it was actually thanks to Markiplier that really got me into the Five Nights at Freddy's the universe of Five Nights at Freddy's. I really appreciate what he has done for the Five Nights at Freddy's. Let me actually tell you all something that even if someone already knows it, I kind of like get my little take on it. Originally, before Five Nights at Freddy's was even the game that Scott created, he originally created Christian games. Now I don't know what most of them are called, but here's like a little list of each of them. A lot of people did not like those games. A lot of people thought that they were disturbing, they didn't look right, they moved very like robotic. And Scott, from what I remembered, heard that he was kind of devastated by the comment. Then I'm guessing some time has passed, and then he straight up thought, you know what? How about I take advantage of these comments and turn this into a game? And that's exactly what he did. He created this game because of the comments. The comments gave him the idea that he needed. Scott even actually kind of went over one of his characters that he does. They think it's most frightful is Bonnie the Bunny. He even had nightmares from what I heard about it. I think that's most of all the positives and some of the things I kind of got to say about this game. One complaint that I would say that I don't like about Five Nights at Freddy's, I think this kind of goes for most of them besides the others after FNAF 4, is that the first four kind of get tedious as you kind of go on. It just comes the same thing over and over, and you're like, okay, this is all I can really do. Now I understand that's supposed to be the point. This is your only safe haven, but it can kind of get a little boring and kind of tedious. But that's actually my only complaint right there. Another mechanic that... Oh, there's actually one other mechanic that I really love. Foxy the Pirate, is the only animatronic that doesn't really go around fully exploring the restaurant. He's always like behind the curtains. Like that's where he's always kind of like, see, like right there. You see, he's picking out. What he does is he's waiting for the player to not pay attention to him, and as the more you don't pay attention to him, he starts coming out of his curtain more and more until he goes straight after you. I don't think I have anything else to really say. I just wanted to give off what I wanted to say about Five Nights at Freddy's, how I really just so happy that this game exists. I think Scott Compton did a really fantastic job with this one, and I will definitely always love watching Markiplier play this game every time I watch those old videos of his. That's gonna be it for me right here then. I will see you all again next Sunday for Five Nights at Freddy's 2. If you enjoyed this video series, and leave some likes, I'll try to do maybe other games of different franchises if you all think I'm good enough for that. That depends up to you, and by the way, this is not scripted. Anyway, I will see you all later. Peace.